Who doesn't love a good Steam sale? It's the perfect chance to blow a bunch of money that you may or may not have. And it's a great opportunity to buy a whole bunch of games for super cheap that you're probably
never gonna play.
But at least they're in your library now, so in the event that you ever do decide to play them, which you probably won't, you know that, I know that.
That's true.
Well, it's there, in case you ever do. How many games do I have in my library?
I don't know.
551. And how many of those have I played? About 6.
That's not enough time!
No, obviously I'm kidding. I've played at least 14 of those 551 games, and someday, I promise, I'll get to them all.
You're wrong, and you're a grotesquely ugly freak.
And today, I've got 10 great games for you that you may have missed in Steam's 2025 summer sale. Let's get into it. I'm Fox with RealMarcFoxx, the vanguard of the gaming, grifting, and gooning brigade.
What?
Roll the intro.
I'd buy that for $1.
This list is in no particular order, so we're starting with what I'm calling number 1. Baldurs Gate III. I'm just kidding. Obviously, that game was a total failure and sold basically almost nothing at all.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit.
Number 1 for real this time is AI Limit, an amazing, though lesser-known Souls-like with an anime style. It's listed at only $27.99 US American dollars. That's a pretty good deal. Not the cheapest one on this list, but it'll give you anywhere from about, I don't know, let me see what my notes say, 18 to 30 hours of gameplay. I've played it through from start to finish about 1.5 times, and the only reason I didn't finish that second playthrough is there's just so many other good games to get to. Very much enjoyed my experience with it. If you don't mind the anime aesthetic, if you don't mind the preset female character, and you like customizing your character with different outfits, and you love Souls-likes with a different spin on the whole genre, then you should definitely check this one out. I have a link to the video that I did on it in the description down below. AI Limit will give you about 18 to 30 hours of absolute blissful gameplay experience, depending on how much you do in the game and whether you want to play it through a second time or not. But a completionist run, roughly 30 hours according to How Long to Beat, which I recently realized is not a website about a competition between how long it takes men to masturbate, but is actually a website that details the length of games. And although there's not a lot of gooner material here, you can certainly try to goon over the main character, Arissa.
I did.
Coming in at only $8.49 US American dollars is Thameia, or it can be pronounced Thameia. This one went under the radar, and it did release to, well, not the most amazing reviews, but trust me on this one, despite the fact that this is a lower budget title, doesn't look as amazing, and has just a tad bit of jankiness to it, it is a truly great Souls-like title. There's a lot going for it, and it has a Sekiro-like deflection system. So if you enjoyed the combat in Sekiro, then most likely you're gonna enjoy the combat in Thameia. Just don't expect an amazing story, and don't expect it to be as long or involved, or it has much going for it as some of the From Software titles. Whenever you jump into these lower budget games, you always have to have your expectations in place. This is not a AAA, high budget, highly detailed, graphically amazing title, okay? But it's good enough for what it is. Once you get into it, you don't really notice all the, well, yeah, you do kind of notice that the graphics aren't the best, but there are some tweaks you can make on the PC. If you're getting this on console, well, then you can't tweak anything.
Suck rotten eggs, console fanboys.
What did you just say to me?
I'm just kidding, guys. I have consoles. I grew up on consoles, and I have no ill will towards console players. None. None at all. And sticking to the Souls-like theme here, we've got one that has mixed reviews on Steam, but you should definitely check it out. It is an amazing game. Once I really gave it a chance, I absolutely loved it. I played it through entirely from start to finish once, then began a second playthrough, then fell off, then began a third playthrough, then fell off because other games were coming out. Not because the game's not good. It does take a bit of getting used to. It's a shorter experience, anywhere between like 10 to 23 hours, depending on if you do some of the rogue-like stuff. That's totally optional, so don't worry, you don't have to do that. And coming in at only $2.99 is another Souls-like. We're really sticking to that theme, aren't we? Mortal Shell. You need to ignore the mixed reviews on Steam because this game may or may not be what you're looking for. for a Souls-like. It is a shorter experience. It only lasts roughly 10 to 23 hours, but I enjoyed my time with it once I got used to the combat and some of the intricacies and details where this varies from the Souls formula. But once you get used to it, I think you'll really like Mortal Shell, especially if you like those dark, brooding themes that From Software is so well known for. Don't let Mortal Shell pass you by, especially considering that there's a sequel coming out in the near future, so jump on this one while it's on sale, get it played so you're ready for that sequel. Coming in at number 4, we're deviating from Souls-likes and we're now in the Metroidvania genre. This is quite possibly my favorite Metroidvania of all time. And no, it's not Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight's great, I just didn't fall in love with it for whatever reason. This one is Blasphemous. Absolutely love this title. Comes in at $2.99, which is an absolute steal. You should feel bad paying only $3 American dollars for such an amazing game. It looks great, it plays great, super tight controls, awesome graphics and visuals, amazing art direction, and this deeply religious, unique storyline is both dark and intriguing at the same time. Depending on how much you want to do, and just like every Metroidvania, there's a lot of stuff you can leave undone. It'll last anywhere from about 14 to 30 hours, and you will probably enjoy pretty much all of that time. If you're not a completionist, don't worry, you don't have to finish the whole thing. I played almost the entirety of the game. I didn't actually get to full completion, but I unlocked, I think, 100% of the map, just didn't get every single item. Also, be aware that Blasphemous 2 is already out, and I believe they both already have DLCs. Check me on that for Blasphemous 2, but I know the original Blasphemous has a DLC, which some people didn't like as much as the base game, but it was still solid. We're at about the halfway point with number 5. This one I did an entire video on, which I've linked down in the description. You should definitely check that out, because I am a staunch defender of Anotria, The Last Song. This game is absolutely amazing. It's another Souls-like, but instead of being dark and brooding and grotesque, this one is bright and sometimes cheery, even though the story isn't always that way. But it has a much brighter, cheerier, colorful aesthetic. Lots of sunlight coming in here. Blue oceans in some of the stages. Just a really amazing Souls-like that got off to a bad start because of some jankiness, bugs, and glitches that have now mostly been ironed out. It is far from what it was when it first began. It is more than worth your time, and at only $22, that's a really good deal. You'll get about 12 to 22 hours out of this one, and I guarantee you, you're gonna enjoy that time. This one has a lot of customizability in your builds, and you can swap between 3 builds on the fly. Really cool game, really unique and cool aesthetic. Really enjoyed my time with it. Performs very well. It just doesn't perform so great on the Steam Deck. So not a great title for the Steam Deck, but as long as you got a powerful PC or reasonably powerful PC, this is one not to miss. And I gotta tell you guys, you're gonna think I'm lying. Anotria: The Last Song is literally one of my favorite Souls-like games of all time. It beats out some of the From Software titles for me. That is how much I enjoy it. At number 6, we have 9 Souls. This is another Metroidvania game. I played through it fully without paying anything because I was subscribed to Xbox Game Pass at the time for PC, of course. It is only $19.49. Definitely not the cheapest game on the list, but still worth the approximate $20 it's going to cost you. It'll give you about 21 to 32 hours. I would even say that for a Metroidvania, this one is a bit on the long side. I think they could have cut some of the content out of it, but it's got a lot going for it. Amazingly tight controls, awesome traversal through the world, really cool battle system. You've got a Sekiro-like kind of blocking deflection system, and you use these sort of tokens that you can attach to enemies to put different effects on them. There's a lot going on here. You can build your character up. The world looks fascinating, awesome art direction. Don't be put off by the Hello Kitty aesthetic of the main protagonist of the game. This one is definitely one to play because the story actually kept me interested and intrigued, and I very rarely find stories interesting in video games, but this one had a really cool story. I kind of connected a bit with the protagonist because he had an attitude more like what I think I'd have if I were going through what he was going through, and there are some really cool characters in the game as well, although you only play as the Hello Kitty dude that you see in the title. Again, another one not to pass up. If you like Metroidvanias, definitely try this one. And if you have Xbox Game Pass on PC, then it's free to play as far as I know. I think it's still on there. And number 7 on my list at only $5. Yeah, that's right, just $5. You can get yourself Robocop Rogue City. This is a genre of game that I so very rarely play. It's a first-person shooter that has a lot of a narrative element. It's not a narrative-driven experience so much, but there is a lot of storyline. There are quite a few cutscenes, but I actually found the story to be fairly interesting. Not the entire time, but there were some interesting characters. There was a lot going on. The gameplay was fun. The combat was awesome. And at 12 to 17 hours, it's really not going to take you that long to get through this game. You don't have to do all the content. I certainly didn't. So at only about 12 to 17 hours, this one will keep you interested long enough. Some awesome visuals. Definitely worth $5. And there's a sequel coming out in the near future. So why not jump on this one now? You'll be all ready to play that sequel when it comes out. And on top of all that, there's a demo. Go ahead and grab the demo, see how it plays on your PC, give it a shot, and I think you might like this one. Number 8 is the most interesting one on this list for me because I'm not a big Star Wars fan by any means. I haven't seen all the movies. I've seen the originals that came out a while ago. I mean, they were good. I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but Jedi Survivor is a very special game. It's essentially a sort of Star Wars Souls-like in many ways. Not exactly a Souls-like, but it has just enough elements that if you enjoy Souls-like games, you will probably really enjoy the gameplay in Star Wars Jedi Survivor. It's only $14, $13.99 to be exact, and at that price, it's more than worth picking up. However, just be aware, you're going to have to do some tinkering to make sure that you get rid of that stuttering problem it has on a lot of PCs. I did a few things and I did manage to get the stutter to go away, but people on different PCs seem to do different things. So just Google it. You should find a solution for your PC as long as it's powerful enough and you can take care of those issues. How Long to Beat says this one will last you between 20 to 55 hours because there's a lot of optional content. So choose how long you spend with it and may the Force be with you.
How embarrassing. How embarrassing.
Oh, and the other cool thing about Star Wars Jedi Survivor is that in this age of diversity and wokeness, it has about the whitest white dude that has ever whited. I mean, just take a look at him. When do you see a protagonist that looks like this in a game anymore? Very cool. And number 9, getting close to the end of our list here, is Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm sorry, I couldn't even say that without laughing. I'm obviously kidding. That game is total shit. Don't buy it. Don't play it. I wouldn't play it if they gave it to me for free. I wouldn't play it if they paid me to play it. Well, actually, I would play it if they paid me enough. I would sell the fuck out. All right, the real number 9 is Iron Meat. If you like run and gun games, then this is one for you. Biggest comparison here is to Contra, but it's got even better controls because you can do more. You can swap out weapons. You can upgrade the weapons. Really cool game. You can stage select after completing stages, so you don't have to worry about, playing through the entire thing if you want to play another stage. And they keep updating the game with new content and don't charge for it. So there's all sorts of new content that I haven't even played yet because I haven't replayed the game since they've updated it like 5, 7, 8 times. I don't know how many times. Tons of cool stuff in this game. Awesome run and gun game that I've completed from start to finish. You can select from the difficulty levels in case you're having too much trouble. Just knock it down to easy. Make it easy. Why make it hard? There's only one thing that you want to be hard.
It's incredibly hard.
This one will last you between 2 to 10 hours, depending on exactly what you want to do with it and how much you want to play around, and you can watch my video on it. It's linked in the description. All right, last one, number 10. Last one, number 10, back to the Souls-likes, because you guys know I'm a sucker for Souls-likes, as long as they're good, that is Code Vein. Yes, it's a game that many people said they didn't like, but many people did. It has a really good score on Steam, although people apparently didn't like the DLCs. Those things got blasted for whatever reason. But Code Vein is only $9. There's a free demo, so you can give it a shot and see it's actually a really good game, if you don't mind the anime aesthetic. Yes, there is some Gooner material here if that's what you want, and you can go on a modding website, download some mods, and goon to your heart's content, guys. At 26 to 62 hours, that's a big range. There's a lot of time to be spent here if you want to spend it. I've completed the game twice, enjoyed it both times except for that cathedral level. Fuck that cathedral level. And another reason to jump on this one while it's on sale is there's a sequel coming, Code Vein 2, which does look a bit different, so I am skeptical whether it's going to be as good as the first one, but why not jump on this one before the sequel comes out so you're all ready to go when the sequel comes and you can go, yeah, I'm all about Code Vein 2. And you know we can't end it at number 10, we gotta include an honorable mention. We're not gonna call it 11, it's an honorable mention, because this is not much of a sale. I think it's about the same price it was when it first came out, but this one is absolutely worth paying for, even if it were fully priced at $70. You probably know what it's going to be. It's a game I've played start to finish 3 times. I've done just about pretty much everything there is to do in the game more than once. I've gotten all the Steam achievements in this game. The only Steam game I've ever maxed out achievements for, one I've played well over 100 hours of, and that is Clair Obscur Expedition 33, my favorite JRPG of all time. And yes, it is a JRPG. I did an entire video about the whole concept of JRPGs. I'll link that in the description down below so you can watch that and inform yourselves of what JRPG actually means. It's a genre, not a country where a game is made, folks. Depending on how much content you want to do, and there is a ton of extra optional content in this game, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 will last you anywhere from about 28 to 63 hours. An amazing game. Trust me, trust everyone else who's doting over this thing. Even if you don't like turn-based RPGs, I have not played a turn-based RPG in a long time, especially the JRPG genre, because I just fell out of love with them. But this game is different. This game is awesome. You've got parries and dodges that are similar to Souls-likes. You've got some other Souls-like elements in it. It is a turn-based JRPG, that's for sure. Awesome visuals, amazing sound effects, just amazing music, amazing characters, incredible story. What I believe to be one of the best stories ever told in gaming. Absolutely love it. Definitely should give it a shot. I hope you heard my phone go off there. I don't know who's texting me right now. I'm busy. I told you never to text me here. Can't believe I gotta keep talking to these idiots on YouTube. How long do you think it's gonna take you to edit this video, Jim? Alright guys, that's it for my 10 games on the Steam July summer sale that you definitely shouldn't miss this year, 2025. So if you're watching this in the future, the Steam sale is over, but you can still check the games to see if they're still on sale, because they might be, or just buy them at full price. I think every game on here is probably worth buying at full price. As always, my friends, I'm Fox with RealMarcFoxx, the vanguard of the gaming, grifting, and gooning brigade. Again, thank you so much for watching. It really does mean a lot to me. I read all of your comments, even the hate comments from the trolls. I read those too, because they just boost the videos. I love it. I love all the comments that are out there, even the negative ones. I just like the positive ones more. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell icon, and if you'd be so inclined, you could check out my novel on Amazon. It's available on Kindle, Kindle Unlimited, and paperback formats. New Tokyo, link in the description. That's it for today, my friends, and stay real, keep playing, and never forget, yesterday's tomorrow is today's today. See you in the next one. Bye, everybody. Expedition 33!